In this video series, I'm looking at the built-in Final Cut Pro plugins to help you take advantage of their full potential. In my previous video, I discussed the built-in transitions. In this video, we'll focus on the built-in effects. Let's take a look. Hi, I'm Rafi Saar from Syncopa Productions. Effects can be very cool, and we often purchase and install third-party effects, and we then forget what already came built-in with our copy of Final Cut. Or maybe we never even knew what's possible. Let me show you a few things I think everyone should know. Well, Final Cut Pro comes with tons of built-in effects, and I'm not going to go over them because there's so many different ones, and you may want to use them according to your needs. So there are tons of useful stuff like mirroring and trails. Many people don't know that you can use such a trails effect. I can increase the echoes and the duration. And obviously when you have more movement, then this can be a nice effect for some purposes. Also, many people don't know that if you skim over the effect, you can see how it's going to look. So you don't have to apply the effect each time, you can just skim over it. And as in many things, sometimes you have extra options that you don't see right away, which can change the outcome of the effect. But now I want to show you 5 things that I think everyone should know about the effects in Final Cut Pro. Number 1. Final Cut Pro has a built-in noise reduction effect. So if you go to the basics, we have here a noise reduction effect which was added in Final Cut Pro 10.4.4 around the end of 2018. Now it's obviously not as good as Neat Video's reduced noise, but it's doing a pretty good job. So if you take a look here at this video, you can see that I shot this here in the evening. I didn't have lighting here in the back, and I shot with the front-facing iPhone camera, and you can definitely see a lot of noise right here. So if I add the noise reduction, you have to wait until processing noise reduction is turned off. And okay, we can see that it's already better, but there's still a lot of noise. Well, we can change the amount here to high. That's even better, but we still see noise right here. And we can go up to the maximum, and that looks much better. So let me turn it off before and after, before, after. So many people don't know it, but Final Cut Pro already has a very decent noise reduction effect. Number 2, you can apply a mask to every effect. Something else that many people don't know is that you can apply a mask to every effect in Final Cut Pro, and that's not just limited to the built-in ones, but to all the effects. So let's say I want to blur my face here. Well, many people will copy this clip, bring the volume down to 0, then add the Gaussian blur to the second one, then go to the masks, add the shape mask to the top layer, move this over the face, and maybe reduce the blur a little bit. Well, that's one way of doing it, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to duplicate anything. You can do it right away on this clip. Just go back to your blur effect. Now apply the Gaussian mask directly to this clip. And right here on top, you can apply a mask. And you can do it for every effect. So now let's add the shape mask. Let's do the same thing again. Let's reduce the amount a little bit. And that's it, we're done. If you don't want to see these guides, you just click on this oval here and you can see how the effect will look. Now you will ask, but can you keyframe those? Well, sure you can. Let me click here on the keyframe. Let's advance a little bit. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to move it somewhere here on my shirt. Now let's take a look. But you want to hear more. And you can see the blur going down. So sure, you can do it. That's no problem. Now can you apply another mask? Sure, let's click on it once again. Add shape mask. And let's move this one over here. I think my hand moves over here at some point. Okay, let's put it on my hand. And there you go, I have 2 masks and I can change them individually right here. All those parameters will obviously apply to all the masks the same way. And as you saw, I can also add a color mask, so I could, for instance, blur all the green in the background, but I'm not going to do it right now. I think you got the idea. And as I said, this is available on all the effects. So I can go here to my noise reduction, add the shape mask to my face, because in this case, I don't want the effect to apply my face as it gives a kind of a comic look effect. I don't need to fall off. I select invert masks, and now the noise reduction is affected all around except my face. Okay, here's my face with the noise reduction, and here's my face without the noise reduction. Number 3, use custom LUTs. So if I go to color, let me remove the blur here. So in the past, for making color changes, you had to add this effect to your clip, but now we have a dedicated section of our inspector for making color changes, so I'm not going to cover it right now. But what I'm not sure that people know is that you can apply custom LUTs with this built-in effect, and you don't have to go and look for third-party plugins for that. So let me apply the LUT here, and I can choose anything that I have already installed on my Mac. So I can select this, or something like that. And I can add my own LUTs just by going here to choose custom LUT, browsing to the directory that I want, and I can add the whole directory. I click open, and if I go here, teal and orange LUTs was added. Number 4. Some hidden masking options. Probably one of the most used effects are masks. Now Final Cut Pro comes with a few different masks. Draw mask is obviously the most versatile one, where you can draw your own points. One thing that I want to show here that I'm not sure people know is that if you click on a point and you click further and you drag, you turn it into a Bezier curve, and then instead of straight lines, you get a nice curve. Okay, I drag, and I just made it into a curve. If I change this here from Bezier back to linear, those lines will turn back into straight lines. There's also an image mask where you have a drop zone, so you can add, let's say here I have a PayPal logo. Let me apply this, and I have the PayPal logo as a mask in my video. However, this image mask is very limited because you can only move it around, but you cannot change its size or manipulate it in any other way. And we have the shape mask. Now I'm sure that you all know that this white dot here can change this from a more round shape to a more rectangular shape. But I don't know how many people know that you can convert this mask into points. So I click here on convert, and I have all those points here all around. Let's see how many of them. It just added 43 points to make this mask. Now if I had a rectangular mask, it would only generate 4 points, so it actually generates the number of points that it needs to create exactly this shape. And now this mask behaves just as it would with a draw mask, and you can actually move those points around and make some changes to it. Okay, so I can make things like that. I can change the Bezier curve here like this. Okay, etc., etc. And obviously I can now add keyframes to the transforms and to the control points, so I can move forward and make changes to those points, and they will obviously change over time. Okay, let's take a look. But you want to hear more than one audio source at the same time. Alright, so you can start with the shape mask that Final Cut Pro gives you, but you can change it completely. Number 5. About sound effects. As I always say, don't neglect the sound. There are many audio effects as well, so use them when you need them. You can make some EQ changes, add echo if you need, or specialized spaces, or special voices like aliens and robots. And as with the video effects, you can preview them right away here just by scrubbing over the effect. Now one thing that I explained in another video of mine is that I don't usually like to just change the volume here on the clip, but instead I go to levels and I apply a limiter and a compressor. I have my own FX presets that I created in advance, and I have another video where I explain how to create FX presets. But in any case, what you do is apply a compressor. I have Logic installed. If you don't, then probably you can use this compressor here and apply a limiter on top. Go to the audio inspector, and you can go here and add some gain instead of increasing the volume. You want to hear more than one audio source at the same time. I hope you learned something new. Please write below in the comments what's your favorite built-in effect or effects feature. If you're new to this channel and you'd like to see more stuff like this, click below to subscribe and click on the bell to be notified when I post a new video. See you next time!